Welcome to this week's Burning Question. And this week we're talking to the beautiful Dom. He is a magnificent dressage schoolmaster. And his human friend Joanna really wanted to ask him if he was happy. She's had him for about 3 months. And she had some pretty specific questions about what he pictured for his future, which is just fantastic, rather than always thinking about what's in it for us. When we start thinking that our horses actually have preferences and actually have the right to make choices, then I think the relationship can really become something very beautiful. So, Joanna writes, does he want to go back to a dressage type home? Am I asking too much and making him unhappy? Is he just tired to his soul? Can I form a relationship with him where he really wants to dance with me? Or am I the wrong home for him? So fantastic questions, Joanna, and thanks very much for really thinking about Dom's well-being in connection with you being his new human friend. And he did open the session quite reluctantly, I must admit. He kind of came in with a very resigned energy. And he said, I am sick of being used. And with that, he then expanded upon it a bit more to say that everybody wants something from me. And he really wanted to be seen for who he was. So he invited Joanna to prioritize relationship first, riding second. And then he said, before I share myself, see me for me, not what I can do. So he wanted to be seen as more than a collection of actions or attributes, but as a sentient individual soul being, which, hey, horses are. It's not just us, horses are. He then wanted to allay her fears and said that she is the right home for him and that he can show her, and not everybody is ready to be shown, which is a really beautiful testament to how the universe kind of lines things up so we end up with the horses that are right for us and that are ready as teachers for us to expand our consciousness and be able to come into relationship with them in a really mutually enriching way, not just what feels good for us, but actually what feels good for both species. And Dom was very clear that she was the right person and that she was at a place in her personal development to be able to take on the lessons that he wanted to share with her. He then got a bit more general after he talked about Joanna specifically, and he said the doing of humans blocks their being, which is pretty woo-woo actually. It's one of those fluffy statements. But what he really wanted to say is that we're so busy doing all the time that we don't realize that we're constantly in relationship anyway. We're very task-focused rather than using the energy that sits in the space between us and enables us to communicate with each other. So I think that's a really important statement. He then showed a picture of a beautiful sunset sky with the light shining up underneath the clouds. And he said the light connectedness is the stuff of the clouds, dancing free, unconstrained. This is real. Join me in the clouds. Which really makes me think of a statement that a horse shared earlier in the year, that horses don't understand the concept of work, but they certainly understand the concept of play. And that the lightness of energy that he's really alluding to is the lightness of being that we can feel when we're really beautifully connected with our horses. So it's an invitation to really lighten everything up. And I know mindset coaching often talks about focus, 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 but relationship can be our focus as well. Which really brings me on to an invitation to come over to ridersmind.com if you haven't been there already and hop on the list there. I do approach mindset coaching a bit differently. Most mindset coaches focus on peak individual performance and managing your state so you're the best that you can possibly be for your performance. Well, I kind of think that that's only half of the picture. I focus my confidence and connection coaching, is what I call it instead of mindset coaching, on peak state for relationship. Because we're not doing it on our own. We're not trying to have an interaction with a tennis racket or a baseball bat. We're having an interaction with a living, sentient being with their own desires and their own preferences. So I see that we need to learn how to manage our mindset and our confidence and our ability to be connectable, not just necessarily in our peak performance state, because we're not performing on our own. We're really asking our horses to be there with us. So yeah, that's ridersmind.com, and I'm Suze Kennington. So hop on over and sign up. You'll get some free coaching, and you'll also get to do an opportunity to do an audit there, which will enable you to have a bit of a check-in on where you are now. And it might just ask some questions that'll bring some stuff up for you that you maybe think, hey, I want to change that. I want to do things a little bit differently. So thanks very much, and I look forward to sharing more burning questions with you. Thanks very much, Joanna and Dom, for allowing us to share in Dom's wisdom today. Cheers, bye.